Okay, we're live.
Hockey Nation fans, welcome back to Hockey Nation Live Show with Coach Frenchie directly from the booth. And we have to go all the way to go to the West Coast to find Michael DiVillano.
Morning, Pierre. Big day yesterday.
Yeah, welcome back for day number 5, I believe, right?
Day 5. Yeah, it went fast.
Yeah, World Junior Championship. We have a 2-game yesterday only. And it was pretty good hockey at the end of the day.
Very
I
good.
think, the first game, we was expect Sweden, to win that game. Honestly, we have to give credit to the goaltender from
Oh
the
my goodness.
Austria, because
He was
in
so
two
good.
game he got like faced over 140 shots, almost 40 shots. So I think like 11-0, but yesterday only 4-0, and I think it was 65 shot yesterday.
65 shots. It was crazy. He made some spectacular saves where he was beaten. But you definitely saw the dominance of Sweden. And I think, again, this emphasizes they're way better than we thought, or they're at least they don't have rust, because these guys have obviously been playing. Way more talent on that team for Sweden than any team I've seen so far.
We know what Söderström can do at the blue line, right? Really, like a little bit what Lindstrom was doing in Detroit. You can see that kind of prototype of players for Sweden right now for the World Junior. But also we know already what Lucas Raymond can do for them. Wow. You know what I mean? We know him, but I want to mention a player today because I think his name never pop up when we talk about Sweden. We talk about Söderström and Lucas Raymond and everything. But I think it's Noel Gunler.
So good. Carolina got a complete steal on this guy.
I'll be honest with you. You look at the surprise of the tournament so far after 4 days, right? I'll be honest with you. He's in my top best 3 players right now in this tournament.
He's up in the top 5 at least.
Yeah.
He's so dangerous and he's consistent. And the other guy there's a couple other guys there, like Niederbach, who was drafted by Detroit, looks very good, and he's consistently in the play. The giant Soderblom, holy smokes, the skill level on a 6'8" player. Wow.
He really surprised me a lot. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Every time he's in front of the net, I feel like you have a fridge in front of the net and goalie cannot see absolutely nothing. So it's a
really, but then he gets the puck and he can skate and he can stick handle. You're like, whoa. I sent Pierre a message yesterday. I'm like, I think this guy might be ahead. Now he's a year older, but he might be ahead of Byfield.
Yeah, he scored between legs his first goal. I don't know if you remember that one on power play. So you have a skill. He can skate. He's physical.
He's throwing people around like a rag doll.
It would be really interesting about his development in the future for him.
Oh my God, yeah.
He's going to be a great hockey player for sure.
I think he's going to be an NHLer for sure. I can't see how he can. And Detroit has a guy like that, which is Michael Rasmussen. If you watch Rasmussen, he's ready to play in the NHL. But
it's a really deeper team. I'll be honest with you. We knew what Finland can be. We knew what Canada are. We knew what USA team was going to be, right? We knew already Russia was going to be a good team, but I don't think so. We thought Sweden is right now at the level where our expectation. I think they are better what I thought at the beginning of that tournament. I don't say they are like Canada, but they are not.
What's the difference? Their offensive players are way more effective. They play together way more effective, and that may be a function of having played. But nobody cares. If they continue at this level and actually improve, because that's always been their issue, is improving during the tournament.
Yeah.
They peak early. So if that's the case again, then Canada probably should catapult ahead of them. But right now, the difference between Canada and Sweden, you have to think Sweden might have the edge in goal. The forwards are performing way better. And, Byram's really good, obviously. Byram and Drysdale are very good, but it's not like there's bums in Sweden. So they're pretty damn close, I think. I think that would be a really close game.
Yeah. So it would be very interesting what, more the tournament go forward, what will happening there. But the second game of the night, it was really entertaining one. To be honest with you, we expect watching Canada, USA, and because that's what we are. But at the end of the day, this game, it was really entertaining. We have to go all the way to the overtime, and then the Germany surprised a little bit. I don't think so. It's surprised. I think I did not said like Slovakia is going to beat them. I thought it was like almost tie, and that's happening. But we see really this kid, Tim Suffels for the
Stutzel is like so good.
so, yeah, really dominate players during this game. You have one step over everybody. You can see also the force of both teams are inferior for the rest of the tournament. You can see players there. We are not that kind of caliber players. I don't say they are not great, but I don't think so. They are that kind of caliber player, the World Junior Championship. But again, Germany scored the last minute of the overtime, and all night it was all about number 8.
Well, Stützle, you can see everything. You know, the pucks run through him. He's amazing in tight. He takes small areas and makes them big because his edge work is excellent. His puck handling is excellent, and he's got like really sharp moves. And you could see that before he was drafted. That was the big thing I noticed, which is he's in tight against professional players, and he's shaking them off. And you can see it here against like guys his own age. He's definitely a step ahead. His speed is excellent. His consistency is excellent. Like this guy is very, very good.
Yeah.
They may only have one line, but that line against Slovakia was the difference. And you could see what happens with Germany. They got a goalie back that's, you know, not amazing, but he's better than a midget goalie, which is kind of what they had before. So now they've got a guy that is kind of like an 880 save percentage instead of a 780, and they can compete against Slovakia, who I thought played very well in their prior game.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think, but that game should never have been an overtime when they gave the first goal to Slovakia.
The Mrazek goal that was offside.
Like, my God, it was offside by 6 miles.
I know. I'm kind of surprised. Like, I don't know why. I did not think the refereeing was amazing yesterday. There were some kind of questionable things, but that was the worst. I mean, I think that's part of because we're used to replays. So maybe a ref misses that, but that seemed pretty obvious to me. I don't know.
Look, he was 2 feet at minimum.
Yeah, he was way over.
Maybe 3 behind
How
them.
did he get behind there? Well, because he cheated.
But again, you know, sometimes because I ref, right, or linesman too, when you see the play develop, when the pass come from the board, he's coming behind the RD, and when the blue is in front of or almost square with the defenseman, something wrong there. Like,
yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? Like, reflect in your head. So wait a minute, he's good to be there, but now he's like almost at the puck. So was really interesting that call again. But Maverick, is it Mrazek? Mrazek, right?
Yeah, just with an I instead of an E.
Yeah. So he tipped very well on the power play goal on the third period, second period. He really did great tips over there. But talking about the Germany, I think Elias and also I have no clue his last name. Is it Ginep?
That's the weirdest last name. That's 4 letters.
I know.
GNYP or something?
Yeah, exactly. So the kid is pretty good, to be honest with you. He really surprised me.
Yeah, he played really well. Florian,
3
is real good, which you mentioned, number 7. He's small, but he's real good. And then the other guy that you had mentioned the other day was real good.
Peterka.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he's really good too. So they got some players. You can see that, you know, a team like that, when they have 3 guys out, including the goalie, they're not going to be able to compete. They're just going to get wiped. But at least now against Slovakia, they can compete. So they're.
Oh my God, the goalie from Germany, they need something there because it's really not great over there. I really like. He did not have no point yesterday, but his performance so far is Samuel Dubé also for Germany.
Yeah, Dubé. I guess his dad had played for Canada before, right?
Yep.
Like back in the 90s.
Yep.
He's a pretty good little player. He's not bad. You know, he would make Canada, obviously, but that's a good situation for him. Like we see guys like that get an opportunity because they were born and grew up in another country. So
Golden Door for Slovakia look good also. Gakosi.
Both goalies were not amazing. They were both sub 900 yesterday. So both were like 880. I think the German goalie was 880 save percentage, and the other one was like 875. So
yeah.
But you know, I think it's a big improvement for Germany because they were getting like 7. It was like 3 out of 10 shots were going in.
Exactly. So now, if we are back on the standing for the poll number A, Canada and Finland are both together. Top one with the 2 win both and 2 games. Slovakia after 3 games they have 4 points, and followed by Germany have 2 points after the win yesterday in OT. They give them only 2 points. Of course, each W win gave 3 points for each team. And then finally at the end, Switzerland with a 0 win after 2 games. So that's pretty much what we a little bit surprised me to see Switzerland like this, but we'll see what happens the next couple of games. Group B, Sweden, honestly, they are all the way at the top with 2 wins and 2 games. United States, Russia, and now the Czech are after 2 games are 1-1, and finally at the end, Austria with 0 win and 2 games. So
the Czechs play what? The USA today?
So that's the I'm going to So that I was going to mention this. The next one is about the game of the day, and the game of the day start at 2 o'clock today. I think maybe the game of the day. I'll be honest with you, the Czech versus United States. Remember the Czech came back from a big win from the Russia 2-0.
Oh my God! They gotta think that this team's totally capable of beating
so
the
now
USA.
the momentum could be on them also. Can get that kind of confidence, right?
Yeah.
And I think it's really great to see that team performing like that, and would be USA cannot showing up like thinking it's going to be easy. To be honest with you, because
they've got to play really well. I mean, I think the Czech coaches obviously did a great job of understanding what Russia was doing. Russia is telegraphing everything.
Yeah, so with the Czech, we talk about Jan Mizak, but I saw one player I want to mention to you is Michael Tipley.
Chicago draft pick. He's very good.
Yep. And then one is going to be drafted in 2021. I don't know if you pay a little bit attention, but it's Zazislav Snozil or Svozil.
Yeah, I was saying before, like this guy's a big, patient with the puck. He can skate. Like he's gonna be a very good defenseman.
Exactly. More he played with a prospect for the Washington Capital, Hugo Az.
Okay.
That helped also. And then you also have Michael Crudil as maybe all the three best defensemen for the team. And then of course the Golden Door Nick Malik. It's another one over there behind
the other guy got a shutout.
Yeah, Peric, he have a shutout 30 goal against the Russia. So, if you think about the depth behind this, they have a better team what we expect, to be honest with you. But again, now back to the opponent team today, Team USA. I have to be honest with you, so far for me, Trevor Zegras is maybe the best player for that team.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely the best player. I think, do we know who's starting in goal?
I heard yesterday, I read it was Spencer Knight.
Okay.
But we'll see what happened. Could change. But again, talking about Zegras, I have to mention 2 more players. I think Turcotte played well so far. And then surprising by the Matthew Boldy.
Boldy's good.
Pretty good. And then we already know what Cam York play well over there, but I want to mention someone I never paid too much attention. Maybe you can talk more about him. Is Brock Faber?
I mean, Brock's a really good defenseman. He's drafted, right? Like I think he's got a good skill level. He plays an aggressive style. Like he's a good defenseman. That's why I think when we looked at them before, there were kind of 4D that we talked about, right? We talked about Faber, Johnson, Sanderson, and York. And I think those are still their top 4. Lacombe's pretty decent. He's a high draft pick. I didn't really notice too many of the other guys, but to me, that's their top 4. LA grabbed Faber. You can see it with the depth of LA's prospects. Like, it's crazy, right? Like, a guy like that, he could be a bottom 6 NHL defenseman in the next couple of years.
Yep. And then, I don't think so he have a bad tournament so far, but I think the fact he didn't score didn't help. It's a cold goal fill. Have an opportunity to score, just didn't put the puck in the net at that moment. And then if they want to win, I think they need more from Arthur Kaliev. He's a sniper, he's a scorer, and he
Yeah,
needs to get that. Both of them have to
for
score at
sure.
some point.
He almost scored last game. Like they had some close calls. I think
Yeah.
Kaliyeville, I think those guys will be fine. The guy that to me that doesn't like pop out of the page was Turcotte. Like he's good, but he's not like dominant. Like Zegras is making plays that change the game, right? So I'm trying to project like Turcotte. We know is a good 200-foot player. He's got good skill level, but I don't know what you think. But I haven't really seen magic from him yet.
It was not dominate, but at some point he get his points. I think overall, I think he have a good one. I just like
quiet points.
Yeah, exactly. So the second game of the day is today. It's 6:00 p.m. Eastern time. Of course, they are the same time every day. It's Canada against Switzerland. I think for Canada, we know they're going to beat them for what I mean. Like we expect that part of there. I don't think so. We need to go for the score. Like yesterday, Sweden beat Austria 4-0, right?
Yeah.
So don't worry about the score. What we need to know is to see how they're going to play. How they're going to get that, elevate that game to be ready for game number 4 or 5, because those players did not play a lot of games since August compared to other teams like Sweden, Finland, and everybody else. So I think that's what I'm looking for. I think how they can do that kind of chemistry together. Player was a bit more quiet, if they can step up a little bit more. Now we heard this morning Holloway play with an injury right now. So we'll see what could happen about that one.
We need to see a lot more from McMichael. We need to see a lot more. I think the best line for me has been Dawson Mercer with Newhook. That line, they're doing the things to make them effective. But the top two lines, like we've got to see them really take a step up. And I don't know if they've adjusted to how Byram and Drysdale move the puck up.
Oh, I think I'm not worried about them because like they destroyed the Germany 16-2, and then Carson have a 6 point between that. My point to you will be more about how they going to respond today versus and then not only Coach Dorigny to thinking about only one line, like always a sign like Mercer line with the Toussaint and more like I need also other player, other line to step up to follow. I'm not worried about the defensive side. I think they play very well so far.
No, it's the execution offensively that I'm talking about. So offensively, they need to adjust to. They've got two defensemen who move the puck up, not by making an outlet. So sometimes for forwards like that, when you've got Byram or Drysdale carrying the puck up to the offensive blue line almost, like they're gaining the red line and effectively, right? There's not momentum going into the offensive zone, so they need to adjust to that because a lot of these guys you can tell are like they're getting caught down low and it's easier to defend against. And when you got a team like Switzerland that's very structured, that could really they need to be able to get points despite that.
But again, I think that you're right what you said about this, but it reminds me a little bit what USA did against Russia, where they did so much passing and like tried to do the perfect play. Or at some point, the first 10 minutes of the game, USA was carrying, like they was going inside this, but it was like 3 passes between 2 players. They was trying to do too much.
Yeah.
So at some point, I think that's what they need to do more. So you know what? We don't need to pass one more, but maybe shoot to the net, right? Go get the rebound, a little bit more grander goals and something like that, not to go only on the skill or talent.
I feel like it's different for Canada, though. Like, I feel like what's happening is the D are gaining the red line, and they're not moving up as a 5-man unit. So what happens is they hit the offensive blue line, and there's not momentum going in, and then the whole offense is generated from down low. And so, I don't know. I feel like they need to have better entries, and the way they need to do that is break out as a team and then attack, because otherwise I think that won't play to their advantage. And I'm not worried about racking up the score, but it helps. They've got to figure out execution as a unit, and that's where I think we got to hold Canada to a higher standard. Let's say this is our game and how we're executing within that game plan, and I just think that's how you improve for that team, because they're not going to get competition.
Yeah. And finally, the last game of the night at 9:30, You can go to bed early tonight because Russia play against Austria.
I think
And,
Austria's going to win 2-1.
this one will be like another 5-6 team shot for the
You
night
think so?
again. But again, you
I think
know,
we'll exploit that.
Russia will be like a little bit something like that. I can wait for tomorrow. The big game of tomorrow, by the way, is Germany against Switzerland. The winner of that game going to go to the second round.
Yeah.
Just want to let you know that. And then tomorrow night, if you have nothing to do, best game so far is going to be tomorrow night between Sweden and Russia.
That'll be really good.
That would be an amazing and a great game. And then Finland, Slovakia tomorrow night. But again, I think Finland is just one step over. But overall, more that you advance at that kind of tournament, like World Junior Championships, that's why you start to find who they are really great, who they are good, and who they are not there at all. And you can see what the second round will look like. At the end of the day, they play 7-8 days before they find to eliminate 2 teams, one on each pool. And we know at the beginning, almost at the beginning, but now I thought Austria would be out. It was easy for Pool B. But at Pool A, we did not know between Germany and Switzerland. So the winner tomorrow, be honest with you, that's it.
Cool, right? Like Germany, after having a rough start, they can make it.
But their schedule a little bit more better now because now they go again. They play again yesterday against Slovakia.
Yeah, it's cool.
Now they play Switzerland. So there's a 2 teams they compete, and then of course when they go and play Finland and Canada, they will be out. So they have 2 games to make a difference to go to playoff. And if they win both of them, like they did their first job yesterday, pretty better for them. And now you just need to be sure they can beat at least or go overtime against Switzerland. And I think that will be done because I expect, honestly, Slovakia beat already Switzerland 1-0, right?
Yeah, it's a good story. Despite the adversity, they're going to get a shot to be in it, which I think they'll probably make it. I mean, Stutzley's not going to let up, and
yeah, because at the end of the day, remember,
he's so good.
Slovakia now they will not play. They will not win other games, like on paper, because the game is Finland and Canada after that, right? So
they should lose both.
I'm sorry again.
They should lose both.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, they will finish the tournament at 4 points, and then Germany and Switzerland. That's what they one of the 2 winners that game tomorrow make it fun to go all the way to the second round. So would be very interesting about that, and as the best time to watching World Junior. I have no hockey in the NHL, and everybody, they don't stop before the January 13th. So that's pretty much what I have for you guys for today about the World Junior Championship.
Awesome news. Looking forward to the games.
Sound good. So again, we just repeat what's going on for today, day number 5, Tuesday, December 29. We have, of course, United States again, the Czech at 2:00. Can you go with your prediction?
United States versus the Czechs?
Yeah.
I mean, it should be the U.S.
Yep.
But after they beat Russia, I don't know now.
What's the final score?
I feel like the Czechs will lose the game like 4-2.
I go with 3-1 USA.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a couple goals difference.
Canada versus Switzerland.
7-1.
6-0.
Yeah, it might be 6-0.
Russia, Austria.
Oh my God, I think that's going to be an 8-0 game or an 8-1 game.
So I expect a touchdown plus a field goal, 10-0.
You what?
I expect a touchdown plus a field goal, 9 or 10-0. I expect a big number there tonight.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying like 8-0, 8-1.
Because remember, Austria right now play a back-to-back game.
Yeah, and they played Sweden, which was really tough.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the Russians will exploit that more than Sweden did. I think Sweden focused on their system and their style, and Russia is just one-on-one puck handling. And
that's the reason why I believe USA is going to take advantage of the day off versus Czech back-to-back game.
Maybe. I mean, I think the Czechs also don't like the Russians. Like, there's definitely a rivalry there. And I think that we saw that play out.
So
And
be
I don't
very
think the
interesting,
US
everybody. Thanks again to hanging with us for another great edition, a special edition of the World Junior Championship. We're going to see you tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock Eastern Time. Have an amazing, great Tuesday, everybody.